Greetings YouTube and welcome back to my channel. You find me on the first full morning of this mini European tour just outside of Bruges. I've had a good night's sleep in the tent. I've woke up to sunshine, which is always a good thing, and I'm off to find myself some breakfast in the old town. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button, the bell, the notifications thingy, all that stuff that helps to keep this channel rolling. And I'll tell you what my plan is in just a second. Let's have it! Yeah, so my plan today is to go and get breakfast at Bruges, and then after that my plan was to head to Amsterdam. Now looking at Google Maps, it seems to think it's about a 7.5 hour ride to get there, which on Google Maps it's always less than it actually is, because you end up stopping, etc, etc, and having a break and stuff, so that will make for a really long day. So I decided to not head to Amsterdam in one hit, and instead I'm going to be staying in Utrecht tonight, which is I believe the hometown of Itchy Boots, none other than. That's irrelevant to where I am going to though, and I am heading to, this evening, a converted church where I'm going to be sleeping in a pod. I thought it looked quirky and it looked fun, and just something different to have a go at. According to the road sign I just passed, I am now in Bruges, but I've dialed in the old town, the old centre on the sat nav, so I get the picturesque buildings. Bruges is known as the Venice of Belgium apparently, with the canals, and it's quite spectacular. I've never been, but I've seen the film with Colin Farrell in it. And that could well be the tower they end up in the film. Beautiful, beautiful day. So, is that cycles only? Don't know. No, cars are doing it. That means I'm going to as well. Well folks, this is thank you. This is the reality of touring somewhere you don't actually know. Don't quite know what the road signs mean all the time, and I certainly don't speak or read the language. I feel like I shouldn't be coming down here, but cars are doing it, so I'm going to follow them. No, Google Maps is saying I should do it, but I can't always rely on that. I just don't know. Slowly does it is the answer. I'm not the only traffic down here. Old XT500, how lovely is that? In 200 metres it considers me in the old centre. So to be fair, if I could find somewhere to park the bike now, which I probably could next to those bikes, I would consider that job's a good one. What a building, amazing. Alright, I can see a moped parked up there. I'm going to park beside it, wrongly or rightly. Finally, the bike is parked, locked, and I can find myself some food. Breakfast is on order, the sun is out, I've got a week's riding ahead of me. What's not to like? Yeah, it was a bit of a faff getting into the centre of Bruges. I'm not entirely sure I'm parked where I should be, but it is what it is. I've locked it up. I'm going to eat and then have a little wander around, explore, before making my way to Utrecht. So, when in Europe, nice breakfast, croissant bread roll, jam, butter, cheese, a nice coffee, nice strong coffee actually, which is going to wake me up completely. And then time for an explore. That hit the spot, and I've been serenaded the whole time by the church bells up there. Not just ringing, but playing tunes. I'm just going to wander past my bike and just check it's still okay, and then I'm going to have a little explore. All good. It's absolutely lovely hearing the bells playing tunes in the background. Actually Christmas in there.
So I visited Bruges as part of this week-long Taste of Europe tour, but this is completely from the UK, a long weekend. You can do this easily if you had Friday off, Saturday, Sunday and Monday. You could easily get from the UK to Bruges and back again quite comfortably, and taste and sample some of the delights that this charming city has to offer. It's truly beautiful. I'm going to make my way to Utrecht now to go and sleep in a church. So yeah, as I said a second ago, Bruges is a perfect place for a long weekend. And if it doesn't take you too far to get across the UK to get over to the continent, it's a cracking short ride to Bruges and then a cracking city. Now I've entered the coordinates of the church I'm staying in tonight. I have a little sleeping pod. I'm quite looking forward to it. It's going to be quite different to what I'm used to. It's in Utrecht, and it says 6 hours 30 minutes. I'm going to arrive at 6:30. Obviously I'm going to have a break or two along the way, so maybe arrive at 7:30 or 8, which would be perfect. I have a nice day's riding ahead of me, and the weather is beautiful. So just not got to negotiate all these people as I try and pull out. Just wait for her to take a photo, and that bike to come past, and that horse, and it's all a bit busy. There we go. Beautiful. Really nice. I'm now going the wrong way. What does it want me to do? Turn round, that's what I will do. There we go, that's better. I'm guessing it's this way. .284 kilometres. I can't work out in my head what that is miles wise. A nice day's ride, whatever it is. Absolutely love this avenue of trees, the way the sunlight's coming through them. It's just beautiful. What a perfect day to be riding. That, I believe, is Antwerp. Or at least the suburbs of, I'm not sure. Everywhere I've ridden through so far through Belgium has been very well kept. All the houses, the lawns, even the cars are well washed and well presented. You know, I'm only getting a snapshot of the country, but it looks very functional, very clean, very pleasant indeed. I'm not quite sure, but I'm probably getting quite close to the Netherlands border. That name there, which I would stand no chance of pronouncing, Utrecht, sounds a bit like it belongs in the Netherlands or Holland. I was a little bit confused about what is Netherlands and Holland, etc., and where Amsterdam is. And Netherlands is a country, and
Holland are two regions within the Netherlands, and Amsterdam, I think, is in the second Holland region. That's if I remember what I read last night on the internet correctly. I'm sure there would be people who jump in on the comments and correct me if I'm wrong. But once I do cross over into the Netherlands, that will be a first for me. I've never ridden there before, so I'm looking forward to that. Nice fishing lake down there, very nice. So just a few miles into the Netherlands, and I can confirm that the tarmac is perfect. It's far, far smoother than anything the UK, particularly England, has to offer. Belgium was pretty darn good too, but this is absolutely silky smooth. And obviously road sides are different. It's all new to me, which is what makes it fun and interesting. Obviously, everywhere's very flat. So if you're looking for a cycling holiday, Belgium and the Netherlands alike seem to have magnificent cycle paths running alongside every single road. And you also don't have to contend with hills. Bonus. Well, the advantage of not using motorways is I get to see some of the country, obviously, and it's beautiful. Just like my impressions of rural Belgium, this is all very clean, very well looked after. Of course, it always helps seeing a place in sunshine, I think. If it was lashing down with rain and the skies were grey, I'd probably, you know, have a lesser opinion of it, but it looks lovely. I like it a lot. So I just wonder, just with like any of these things, if you haven't got a smartphone, how are you supposed to get on with life these days? Right, I wish that was in English.
Well, I got there in the end. That took a little bit of doing. Obviously not speaking Dutch. Yeah, and there was no translate on that, but I got there in the end using pictures, and I was just, you know, wondering out loud, what do you do if you don't have a smartphone? If you're not part of this digital age, how do you get on? It says you've got to have a digital ticket. Just scan the barcode. It's really simple. Yeah, really simple if you've got a smartphone. Anyway, there comes the boat, or here comes the boat rather, and get me across the river. Hello. This is a choppier crossing than the crossing the channel. But my sea legs are still intact. That looks like a very, very old Morris Minor sat there. That's a long way from home if it is one. What a beautiful day. Well, we've got 1.5 hours to go. 6:30 arrival, that's not too bad. No, that's a Volvo. Gosh. I think that's what it says with my eyesight. Not seen one of those before. I'm going to let these guys go first. Yeah, Volvo. Never seen one of those before. That must be old. Well, that was quite nice actually. That gave me a chance to rest my backside for a bit. Take my glasses off. These are glasses that I can see with. They go dark, which is useful riding, but with the helmet it compresses them against the side of my head and they start to get uncomfortable, so it's quite nice to have a rest from those as well. I'm getting very, very hungry now. Still haven't eaten. I've got a sneaky feeling it's going to be when I get to my digs for the night, which, if I haven't already mentioned, which I know I have, is an old converted church that's been fitted out with loads of sleeping pods, Tokyo style, with like a system of ladders to get into them, and you have a locker underneath your pod to put your stuff in, and they have cafes and restaurants within the church. So what I might just do is I might just get there and then just crash basically and have something to eat in the church, I think. If they're still serving food when I arrive, hope so. And then maybe I'll explore Utrecht a bit tomorrow, and then I'm going to go to Amsterdam tomorrow. That is the plan as it stands. Okay, I am staying in there tonight. It's called Bunk. It's an old church, been converted into a load of pods and cafes, etc. Hoping this is okay. Light lock around the front wheel, chain through the frame, and going around a tree, and the disc lock as well. Yeah, hopefully it'll be okay. Also got the tracker that will notify me if it starts moving, and other things secreted on the bike to make it so that I can keep tabs on it should it go for an unofficial ride around Right, let's go and get myself checked in. That's not too shabby. Hello. Hi. Oh, it's wet out here now. There's the bike. Absolutely chucking it down. There's a cat. Hello, pussy cat. Hello. Right, I will show you on the map where I've been.
Yeah, what's he doing? Yeah.
Right, I hope you could see that on the phone. I'm going to say goodnight now. I'm going to sit in that little pod and I'm going to transfer YouTube files across to the hard drive so that I can keep this show on the road and get some episodes out to you in a timely fashion. I do hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, and share with all your friends, family and everybody else. And I will see you in the next one, which for me will be tomorrow morning and for you will be in a couple of days' time. Bye bye.